Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of Movie Files. Morgan and I are here to review episode 3 of American Horror Story Cult. And tonight's episode was titled Neighbors from Hell. We kind of left off last week, which we see what happens to Allie shooting Pedro, which it's revealed that he's murdered. But before we get into that, the episode did just kind of jump into where we thought we were going to meet some new characters, but they were shortly killed off. That's characters Rosie and Mark. We kind of find out a backstory about her having fears of coffins as we see our crazy clown posse crew evade or attack Mark and Rosie, and they are murdered or killed in a coffin. But the reason I bring that up, Morgan, is because I know as we were watching the episode, we meet these new characters that are disposed within the first couple minutes of the episode, but they are introduced or they're aware of a character that we're aware of, which is Dr. Rudy, who's also doctor of Allie, and we kind of put two and two together, like, wow, he's aware of her fears, and it so happens that she dies by her fears. So that question I have for you is, do we think that's confirmation that Dr. Rudy has something to do with the murders that are going on in town?
Yeah, for sure. And I think also right before they die, Dr. Rudy is Rosie's psychiatrist, and she finally overcomes her fear. And then once her and the husband, they go home, they're getting ready to celebrate, they are attacked by this clown group that we continue to see throughout the season.
Right.
So it just seems like, he has some part in it. Maybe, we're waiting for Allie to overcome her fear and she's next.
Right, which, I mean, this episode, again, I guess we'll get into the positives and the negatives. We'll jump into the positive. I know for you were mentioning that, you're starting to like where the pieces are kind of headed, where the season's kind of headed.
Yeah, I mean, I had mentioned, and I may have mentioned it in one of the videos, but I know I definitely said it to you that I felt like the cops had something to do with it. Like they were, in it too. And I think they kind of gave that little piece to us in like the middle of the episode. So they're kind of piecing, things together. Still not, the puzzle's not fully together, but they're giving you, a little bit more each episode.
Right. And I guess a positive too is this episode, they're not leaving a lot of things off the table. They're closing up some chapters. Like I thought that the Pedro being shot last week was going to probably play into Pedro just being injured, but it was closed chapter. Pedro's dead, which then leads into the town hating Allie and then protesting against Allie, which kind of correlates with the whole thing that's going on in town, which they're building separation amongst the community. So Allie's now looked upon as an enemy because he shot a Latino fellow who was accused of murder. It's starting to put some of the pieces together.
Well, and the cop or detective, he actually says to her early on in the episode.
Detective Jack, I believe is his name. Yeah,
he says it's not your fault. He was already being
a suspect.
And he had even said, he's like, he came to your house late at night. What else do you expect? And I was kind of annoyed because Ivy didn't speak up in that moment. She was the one who sent him there.
Right.
So that was a little frustrating. I don't know. Maybe she has more to do with it than what we think too. I don't know.
Right, which I guess leads to, to me, like the positive episodes, we're starting to get a little bit more traction on where the season's headed, where our characters are kind of headed. But I guess just jumping into a negative, they pose more questions, which, I mean, you expect in a 11 episode type of a layout for a season. But to me, they pose more questions than they did answers, which again could be a good and a bad. But, Ivy, I think she hit her breaking point this episode.
She catches or she sees the video, Allie cheating with Winter.
Yeah, which was obviously set up. I don't know where she can't just Allie is having problems. Obviously, she's a little bit nuts and she has her paranoias. But I mean, at what point, as someone's partner, do you
communicate?
Have to, yeah. Because I mean, it's just so many things that's going on that she just can't put the pieces together. Where yes, there are things going on in your house and your family's being attacked. Like, what point do you defend Allie's character? But that was some of the frustrating things for me. And
I would say, a key frustration for me, and they've been doing this. I mean, this is only the third episode, but it's really frustrating. Is they split up.
Yes.
So like Ivy will leave Allie alone.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple times tonight.
Ivy and Allie will leave Ozzy alone, a child. So it is pretty frustrating. It's something that you can expect with the horror film or TV show. But yeah, that's pretty frustrating for me. They're pretty much doing everything that you wish they would not do. It's like the opposite of what you say you would do.
They rehire Winter after I don't know how many times she's been proven to be a horrible babysitter, but she's brought back into the equation. I definitely say, tonight's episode had highs and lows, more lows for me. Again, there was some dialogue. It was a little,
it was just a little corny, like when they had to be emotional about things or angry or sad or whatever it was just like, it just didn't hit every time. So Ivy, I just felt like, she was supposed to be like angry at one point and it just was like not believable. So,
and I guess another thing too, I guess another little frustration is I want to see how large, and we're going to get there. I'm just maybe being impatient, but Kai, we saw Kai interacting with Allie a couple times this episode, and particularly when she's being attacked by the protesters and you think that she's going to run him over, but he's there to save her. I just want to know what his angle is, and this is episode 3 of 11. But again, like we see him recruiting, I guess you can say, or having interactions with our neighbors from hell, which is Meadow and Harrison's character. But it's just like, how large is his team, and what capacity? Like, and again, why is he picking on Allie and her family? It's for me. I guess I'm just being greedy. I guess I just want.
Well, clearly he has some pull. And I think too, kind of what my predictions are going forward is Allie, she's hitting the nose right on the head. She's telling Ivy as well as Oz, these people are trying to divide us, specifically the neighbors from hell, and then also, with Winter and all this jazz. So she keeps on saying that, and they certainly are being divided. You see that at the end of this episode. We'll see what happens next episode with the ending we had, right as Ivy was about to take Oz after she sees the video of Allie cheating with Winter. But if you notice, you pay attention through the episode, in last episode you saw Kai as an enemy to Allie, and then this episode he's like her savior, almost.
A couple different moments,
But he clearly has some pull because these people are protesting. They're in front of her car. They're screaming. They're yelling. They're upset, and he just walks and they disperse. So that was a little strange. But yeah, I think, for the most part, I'm enjoying it so far. It's not hitting every angle, but I think they're talking about things that are definitely relevant in the world we live in today. And, we're getting closer and closer to that mark where, November 9th, 2017 will be here soon. And it'll be a whole entire year since we found out that Donald Trump won the presidency. So, I think it's very fitting, very timely. And then also you do see this where Allie, she's a white woman. She kills a Latino man and there's no repercussion. She's not in trouble for this.
Yeah, there was, to me, that was a little frustrating too. There was really no remorse for, she was sad for a couple scenes, but then it's just like,
and the reporter, there's a reporter this episode that says he's a father of 3. And of course, for me, I know it's a TV show, but that makes me sad. He's left behind this family, and it just seems like they're still just worried about themselves. But that goes into the timeliness of right now, especially being in St. Louis this past weekend with the verdict that we saw here. So it is very timely. It is very relevant. It is a story that needs to be told.
For sure.
So that is definitely a plus for me. It doesn't hit everywhere. But so far, I think it's telling a story that is very relevant, and I like that.
Yeah, and I guess some things too I'm looking forward to as far as predictions. I really hope that Ivy's character gets more to do, because I feel like she's very one note at this point in the season. Again, 3 episodes, but I would like to see a little bit more progression in her character, because again, it's just kind of, she loves Allie, and then Allie has a mental breakdown, and she's kind of defending her, and then it's just, to me, she's just very one note. So I hope they kind of give her some more things to kind of do with her character, as well as Ozzy. And again, Allie right now has just been in a tunnel for me, just kind of one track mind. The stuff at this point, to me, a lot of the things that's going on is just kind of absurd. A lot of the things, the murders that are constantly going on, the guy with the truck, and I guess I'm just really looking for more of the pieces to come together versus just they're putting more and more out there, and hopefully they're not putting too much out there where they're not going to be the answers to the key points.
And I think though we've had some questions answered this episode. Kai interacts with both the neighbors that we
Meadow
have.
And Harrison's character.
So he interacts with both of them. It's very intense, the conversations he's having with them.
Yeah.
He slaps Meadow and tells him, don't waste my time. Yeah. My time is very precious. So it's almost like he's, a follower of Donald Trump, but almost as if he's like godlike in some way. Mm-hmm. Like he's very powerful. Mm-hmm. His time is very precious. Don't waste it.
Right.
So you definitely find out that they're in cahoots with him. Of course, we know Winter is as his sister. And then also in the episode, you see Detective Jack sitting at
the
neighbor's house.
And Harrison's house, yeah.
Yeah, and we see in this episode where the neighbors gift Ozzy a guinea pig, and the couple, the moms, Allie and Ivy, walk in while Winter and him are playing with this guinea pig. And Allie gets very upset. She's just had a bad interaction with the neighbors. They came to her house in sombreros and accused her of being, racist and this and that. And she calls them. So she calls Harrison, and Harrison and Detective Jack, they give each other a look as if they were expecting this phone call. So you're definitely seeing that they are all aligned with one another. Mm-hmm. And then we're getting the hint that Dr. Rudy is also in line with them as well. I thought that was a good call on your end. And then also just kind of based off of, and maybe not, maybe this is too far-fetched. I know I mentioned it before, but, with the way Ivy's acting, maybe she also has something to do with it.
And that's what I'm thinking. I really do hope they have an episode where they kind of break into their origin, their relationship, and just see,
Yeah, and maybe that explains why exactly Kai is targeting them.
Right, and we also see, a lot of, just going back, and we'll wrap up here, but Allie, a lot of her support is going away. I obviously Ozzy kind of gravitated towards, Ivory more this week, and we've been seeing that throughout the episode or throughout the season. And her therapist has kind of alluded to maybe she should check into a mental facility,
which is going to happen. We've seen it in previews.
She will be eventually. Something's going to. She's already murdered the guy, but
they've already been divided. They're just going to get further divided, and then of course at the end of this episode, you see Harrison out on the road, and he's talking with police officers. Mm-hmm. He has blood on him. It does not show that Meadow is dead.
Right.
I don't know that she will be.
Yeah, I think that might be part of their plan is to make Allie look
something is up clearly. Sure. Yeah. So that's kind of how the episode ends. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next week.
Yeah. So overall, it was a good. It was okay to me. I know you might have enjoyed it a little bit more. It was an okay episode. Again, this might have been a filler episode, kind of puzzling, putting more questions than answers. But hopefully next week we get some more things figured out. But most importantly, we want to know you guys' thoughts. What did you think about tonight's episode? What do you got? What are you looking forward to? What theories do you have about certain characters? What certain storylines will play out? We want to hear you guys' thoughts. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back next week reviewing episode 4. Don't forget to check out some of our other reviews on this show, as well as movies that we just recently saw. Mother, that review is up, and we'll have one coming up this Friday for Kingsman. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys soon.